So it's more Victorian Village in Columbus, Ohio. It's kind of the gentrified neighborhood. It's so funny, there's so many neighborhoods like this. It's kind of the DuPont Circle of Columbus, Ohio. Actually has these brick streets. It's funny because I've now seen so many places that have this vintage of housing stock for a variety of sizes, and they're all restoring it. It's where yuppies want to live. I first saw it in Bell Buckle, Tennessee, which is where the Webb School is. It's a school I went to the last 3 years of high school. It's the oldest school in the South. It was founded by a guy named Sonny Webb as a prep school right after the Civil War, because he thought that the country would not be viable unless the South was rebuilt, because it was too big a part of it, and the South would not be rebuilt unless it had better education. Anyway, even when I was there were kind of Trustafarian teachers. Nice people, but they were more well off than many of the other teachers and also many of the students, and they would buy these old plantation house type things with columns, and they'd paint them, well, something like that. I'm secretly a Japanese tourist. Whenever I go anywhere, I videotape neighborhoods. Anyway, Bell Buckle, Tennessee. So they would buy these houses, and they would paint them like Loden green or forest green. They'd paint them colors that probably hadn't been before. They'd probably been like mainly white and gray and maybe blue before. Here's something for sale. Looks like these are technically condos. Actually, it looks like, I don't know. Someone's saying somebody was renovating that one. Once again, there's no price though. Oh, there's a lot box, the old kind of lot box. It's one generation back from the lot boxes we usually see. Here's actually a fixer-upper in this neighborhood. This reminds me too, none of these houses are quite as big, but this is like the neighborhood Mary Tyler Moore lived in the Mary Tyler Moore show. Like, this house could be, if it were bigger, it would be the one that she and Felicity Brother lived in. Anyway, the Trustafarians would fix up these houses in Bell Buckle. But there are also neighborhoods that are a lot like this in Seattle, Washington, and in Raleigh, North Carolina, obviously in Washington, D.C., in a certain way in Baltimore. This neighborhood with old houses like that. That one is kind of a modified Queen Anne house with the Rococo woodwork and the front porch. There are these people who move into these neighborhoods. Usually a lot of gay people move into them. It's not only the yuppies, so many people with kids, because we're talking bad urban schools. Anyway, they move in and they fix them up. They don't want a big backyard because they have kids. They don't like enough room for a toddler or a dog or for them to sun themselves, and that's about it. It's just late enough that I'm going to end up getting everyone as they go home, which I don't really want to do because I don't really want to have to explain to everyone that I'm filming the neighborhood. Oh, kitty. Hello, scared kitty. Hello. There's a dog barking at me somewhere. The sun is low enough that it's making photos of the houses on one side perfect, this side. The other side, if I take a photo, I'll be aimed into the sun half the time. It's in the low 80s here. It's not quite as humid as DC. And I think their flowers are more advanced than DC's. I was noticing huge amounts of petunia baskets that looked like downtown business districts were doing. Oh, how sick. These poor demented gay people have a giant Obama Biden flyer in their front yard. No wonder their neighbors are selling and moving away. You've still got an Obama Biden flyer or sticker up at this late date. As the IRS loses its 2 years worth of emails showing that it was attacking political enemies, including senators. If you've still got one up, you really are kind of pitiful. At some earlier date, it could just be written off to various kinds of enthusiasms and lack of information. Wanting to be first. At this point, it's more like a stain on your reputation forever. Oh, it really is the gay neighborhood. There's a rainbow flag in every block. They just had their Pride weekend here, I think, last weekend. So I think a lot of these things are just up still. Is it boys or girls up there? Oh, it's boys. So I can across the street without being killed. I think I can. Harrison's on 3rd. We've already videotaped Neal Avenue, which runs parallel to this downtown. So now we are doing, what street is this? I think this is Harrison. It's not quite as impressive in terms of the massive architecture of the houses. It's got more new construction. So at some point, although it also has, these little front porches, at some point I'll cut back over to the more impressive street. Probably just because I have to get where I'm going. Little stained glass window inset. Little woodwork. The impressive street is down 1 block away. Neal. A lot of those houses are so massive that they have either been cut up into 2 or 4 apartments or turned into bed and breakfast. This batch over here are cute. With a little porch. And these are pretty ordinary. You could almost find these anywhere. A little side porch. I think it's nice. You enter and then the front door is farther off the street and you have a porch on the side instead of the front. I don't know what 1 goal means. Sounds commie. Now here's a house with a very cute little blue window up top. Otherwise kind of a plain house. Oh. The cute blue window house, of course, has a gay flag. Because, as the adage goes, if you want to make anything really pretty, you have to hire a fairy. I think that adage actually